Hey, Dick, it's time for Vegas Pro Insiders Daily. Today is Friday, the 23rd of February. It is the opening day for spring training here in the Cactus League in the Phoenix area. It's exciting. Cool day, though, for that. So probably some players not too happy. I know I'll be going on Sunday and Monday this next week to check out some of that, and I'll have reports along the way, probably most likely on the website. Might have some videos as well, but we'll see how that all plays out as we go along. And speaking of going along, last week or 2 days ago, it was 2-2 on the free plays. I said it was going to be a tough card, and it was. But what wasn't tough, I guess, it was for the betting public, because the direction that they moved the line in, 4-0. Perfect job. So they got a fairly decent record. If you go to the website, you can check that out. And I'm plugging along 104 and 87, I think, on free plays of late. So that's all good. Speaking of all good, I got my March Madness money bundle, okay? What you're going to get with that, $99 is going to get you the picks from all 5 of our top handicappers, Kyle Hunter and Kyle Hunter and Sean Higgs. As of right now, both those guys are in the top 3 at sports capping for college basketball for the entire season. Dennis Macklin has had over 60% of his plays recently, last 108 at the website, at the Vegas Pro Insider Inner Circle member website. And last year, I was 35 and 26 in March Madness altogether, and Jim Mack was 41 and 30 altogether last year for March Madness. So you can get all those plays, and we're not talking about just the NCAA tournament. We're talking about the CBI, the NIT, anything to do with college basketball. Sign up today. You're going to get over 5 weeks of plays, okay? We're going to take you right up to the championship game, April 2nd. And that's no April Fool's joke either. So check it out. Vegas Pro Insiders Daily, March Madness Money Bundle, okay? Put a bundle in your pocket, all right? Can you do that for me? I think you can. All right, let's talk some basketball. We have a variety of things to talk about. Got NBA. Now that it's back in session, got college basketball today and for the weekend. So let's get into the whole realm of things here. Starting with Boston Celtics are at the Detroit Pistons tonight. Both returned to action, and so the total has really taken a hike. 204.5 up to 208. Now the Celtics struggled right before the break. They gave up 112.3 points per game. Compared to, in their last 5 games, I should point that out, compared to giving up just under 100, for the entire season. But I'm not so sure, though, the Pistons' offense can take advantage of what frailties that Boston showed right at the end. Maybe they were tired. I think that certainly was part of it. And I just don't know if they're strong enough to do it. Plus, Brad Stevens is a very good coach, okay, for Boston. This is not the most talented team in the NBA by any stretch, but they continue to win. And I think they'll fix some of their defensive woes. Plus, Detroit is 22-9 under against teams that are outscoring their opponents by 3+ points a game. 86% of bettors are on the over. I'm on the under on that one. Next up, also got another total in the NBA, and it's going to be right here in Phoenix. The Clippers are in town to face the Suns, the setting Suns. In this case, this total also took a huge jump, 224.5 up to 229. I find that to be somewhat of a curious move. I understand because of the Suns' defense, that can be a problem. But in the Suns' final 5 games before the break, they scored just over 93 points per game. That's a problem. Now, the Clippers last night, they gave up 134 to Golden State. It's a big number. Golden State shot over 62%. But before that, they were playing very good defense. I think this number is just going to be a touch too high at 229.5, or 229, excuse me. And I like the original number from the sports books at 224.5, and I think that is going to be the way to go. I'm going to go under on that one. Also, the public is backing that heavily on the over, 79%. Finally, Friday night, college basketball. We got Dayton at Rhode Island in the A10. That's going to be on ESPN2 at 7 Eastern. Now, in this one, the Rhode Island was rolling, okay, through the A10. But in their last 2 games, both on the road, they lost at St. Bonaventure's. They had to go to overtime to defeat LaSalle. Didn't cover either one of those games. That has sports bettors nervous. And they've taken the Rams from -13 down to -10.5 against Dayton. Now, Dayton is only 2-10 and 3-9 against the spread on the road, but the Flyers were supposed to be better than what their record is because despite how poor those numbers are, they've actually only lost by 5.7 points per game on average. But I'm looking at this game. Rhode Island's off 2 roadies. Going to be back home where they're a lot more comfortable, and I think they're going to move to 11-1 against the spread after scoring 80 or more points. I have Rhode Island. Now, let's look ahead to some of the games on Saturday. First up, the Saturday schedule, honestly, is not all that great. There's a bunch of okay games, but nothing fantastic. So let's cover the ones that seem to be a little bit better, starting with Villanova-Creighton. That's going to be on Fox at 2:30 Eastern Saturday. Now, Creighton has been stumbling down the stretch with poor defense. They've given up a ton of points, and that is a bad sign when taking on a team like Villanova that can shoot the ball like they do. I'm putting this game, my numbers suggest, power ratings I'm referring to, Villanova should be a 5 to 7 point favorite. We'll see how it plays out. This will be the first time the Creighton Blue Jays will be an home underdog this year, and I'm not certain that they will be able to cover it if the line is +5 or less. If it's something different than that, I myself personally would pass on the game. Next up, Kansas, Texas Tech. That's going to be at 4:15 on ESPN. That's a mid-afternoon game in the East. This is a tough one to get an accurate line on. Just by the power ratings, I got at 1 point either way. But we don't know the status of point guard Keenan Evans for Texas Tech. He's got a toe injury. He's listed as day-to-day. If he's 100% ready to go, I think the line is fine or is accurate, point either way, and Texas Tech would have a shot. But if he's not 100% or if he does not play, I think that favors Kansas in general. And if you've noticed in the Kansas last several games, they're getting that look in their eye again, like a team that's ready to go. I'm going to go Kansas on this one. Saturday night, ABC, Oklahoma City at Golden State. Now, the Warriors lost by 20 on February 6th against the Thunder, and so I think their pride was hurt, and hurt isn't the right word. I think they were. I think they didn't like the results of that game. How about we'll just go there? She's fumbling around with those silly words. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think Golden State does have a lot of pride. I think that game certainly would bother them. And this is one of the rare games that they can really get up emotionally for. I think they're here going to prove a point. I think they're going to win by double digits. I have my line is Golden State somewhere 7 to 9. I think they cover handily. Let's move ahead to Sunday, shall we? San Antonio Spurs are going to be at the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, the Cavaliers, they lost their opening game in the second half, ended their winning streak against Washington at home, which brings back some more fears about what to think of this team. San Antonio, no Kawhi Leonard, pretty much a above-average team, certainly not an elite team you think is going to win a championship. So, myself, I think it'd probably be best to pass in this game. But I will, for this video, have a small lean on Cleveland if they are a 3 to 5 point favorite, only because the Spurs are 5-13 straight up as underdogs, losing by 4.7 points per game. Obviously, I would prefer to get a 3. I would prefer to get a 5 with San Antonio, but if it's a 3, I for sure would pass on that. Lastly, now we've got ACC action. It's going to be on ESPNU later in the day, and we got North Carolina State hosting Florida State. Now, there's a bunch of other what I would call bubble-type games, and this is certainly one of them where these teams are fighting. They're basically in position to make the tournament, but if they keep losing, or if they do lose, that puts a negative strike against them. On this one, looking at these two teams, Florida State has the better talent, okay, overall ability. But NC State, in my opinion, has the better basketball players. So I'm going to go with the basketball players playing at home, who I think will be, I think got the Wolfpack a 1 to 3 point favorite. I think they'll get it done, win, cover the spread. Everybody from NC State and Raleigh will go home happy. All right, so I'm taking them. So hey, that's everything I got for the entire weekend for college and professional basketball. Check out that March Madness moneymaker, baby. It's right there for you to get. Over 5 weeks of picks for only $99 from some of the top handicappers, plus a whole bunch of other stuff you're going to get just by signing up. So this is Doug Outstone for Vegas Pro Insiders Daily. As of right now, have a great weekend, and I am out.